Hello, everyone, and good morning from me, and good evening for you, I'm sure. Welcome to Comics News Today. I am Chester C. Busby III, but better known as Bugbear, and I am on here with Denali. How you doing, Denali?
Hey, Chester. Hey, gang. How's everybody doing tonight or this morning or wherever you may be?
Yeah. And it is October 4th for those in America. So we got some comic book news today, and I want to say thanks to everybody in the chat for coming along. And do keep in mind that we're trying to do a lot of things here on FanSpeak, so definitely go down in the bottom, and you'll see links to FanSpeak Facebook group. Go over there, join the group, and get involved. Give us your art and give us your comic reviews and your news reviews or whatever. And if you want to be on one of these shows with us, hey, let us know. Tell us. We'd love to have you guys on. Even you, Joshua. We would love to have Joshua on, and he could talk about Raven all day. Um, so let's go ahead, Janelli, and let's get into the news we want to go about. Now, the first thing we want to do is some updates, yeah? And
Yeah,
so some of those updates we're going to give you here is dealing with a new Indiegogo that launched today.
yeah.
So,
So the new Indiegogo is from Gary Shipman. He's launching his 2018 sketchbook. That
yeah,
looks awesome.
it does.
And it's already amounted. So if you want to refresh, it's actually at eight something.
Oh, really? All right. Well, let me
Yes.
let me get over there and do that then. Huh.
So we want to be as accurate as possible at the best of our abilities.
Oh, look at there, up to 840. Yeah, and he
40.
hit that, and he hasn't technically launched yet, everybody. Just to let you know. He hasn't technically launched.
Correct.
But it is launched. So that is cool. And before we get too deep in the rest of this news and stuff, go ahead and guys and do us a favor and go down here just below the screen. You'll see this little share button. And go over there and share that out with everybody, please, so we can get more people in here involved and we can have more interaction with the chat. Yeah, um, that is always helpful. Please do
And
that. I'm doing that right now myself.
absolutely. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and hit the little bell notification so whenever YouTube feels like it, you can get notified that we're on.
Unfortunately, that's the way it goes, right? When YouTube feels like it. All right, I was starting to get a few more people in here, but yeah, guys, if I'm sure most of you know Gary Shipman, absolutely phenomenal artist. We love Gary to death. He's a very nice human being, and I really enjoy his channel. You guys should get over there and support Gary. And our goal from my point of view, and I think Denelli agrees, is I want to see him funded today. Yeah,
Yeah, we can do it. We're already almost halfway done. We can do it. We can push through.
I think we
Let's do
can.
it.
I
That
think we can.
way that way Gary can brag and say he hasn't even officially started and he's been funded already. And that's the
Yes,
power of the community.
it is. So please go over and do that and support Gary and support the community. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a great art book, and I have his previous two art books actually myself, and I know you have some of his art as well, Denali. It's really phenomenal stuff, guys. All right. So, what do you say, Denali? Let's get into our first actual news topic. Ooh,
Um,
New York City Comic Con Live. DC Digital Service offers updates on Young Justice, Titans, and more. So, what is this article here telling us, Denali?
So this is more of like an advertisement to say, "Hey, join the DC streaming service because we're going to hit you with a lot of cool stuff that, we only have one piece of content with a lot of old content that you have seen before." So if you want to see John Justice Outsiders, if you want to see Doom Patrols, if you want to see all that, you got to sign up for the DC content. And actually, to tie upon this, they actually renew Teen Titans to season two. So I hope that they have a bigger and better budget compared to what they released this time around.
Well, that trailer, I haven't seen the actual show, but the trailer is not only is it bad, it's extremely low budget. I mean, I mentioned this before, but I'm starting to learn video editing and stuff, and there are effects in that trailer that I can do, and I've been studying video editing for 3 weeks. So it's what? It's really weird. I was surprised how low budget that was, and besides the fact that it looks really bad, but who knows? The acting could be good. We'll have to give it a chance, of course. And as far as the Doom Patrol goes, if they follow the Grant Morrison Doom Patrol, man, uh, and they actually do a good job with that, that could be pretty cool.
Definitely, absolutely. They actually announced Fraser as the Robot Man during the panel earlier today.
Okay, we're asking for the link to. I'm assuming that's Gary's. Yeah, we should put that up. Let me get over there, guys, and I will put that up for you. I'm gonna have to jump to another one. I'll do. Denelli, could you do that? Actually, I am actually using that window right now. But yeah, guys, we'll put up the link to Gary's thing in there. We definitely want you to go check it out. So Denali, go ahead and take care of that, would you? And I'll jump over here to the next story and talk about it a little bit while you're doing that. The next story we got here is Venom, and this is coming from Bounding into the Comics. That was we were just over in the comic book CBR over there. I think it's called CBR, or yeah, CBR. We're on Bounding into Comics here, and of course you can go anywhere and find this. To be honest with you, and it's talking about Venom. The Venom movie
Yeah,
is out, and which yeah, go ahead.
it's hovering at 29% from the
Mm,
last time I checked. It could be higher, could be lower.
well,
Um,
it's pretty bad.
yeah,
Now, here's the thing, though, guys. A lot of times, if you go to, well, for me, Rotten Tomatoes is useful in one way. If you see the critics rating, which you see on the screen here is 29% for Venom, and the fan rating, and if they're about the same, well, it's probably accurate. But a lot of times, what you need to pay more attention to is the fan rating, because and of course this is want to see. This isn't the actual rating from the fans yet. Sorry about that. But when they're very similar, it's a good thing. But when the fans are higher than the critics, that usually means it's probably pretty good. You can't trust these critics; they're all politically motivated. But the problem is, there's a few reviewers who I have over the years have learned to trust myself, and I'm sure all of you do the same thing. You find a movie reviewer that is someone who thinks like you, right? And all the ones that I've watched have really don't like this movie. And it's really unfortunate because I was looking forward to seeing it. What about you, Denali? What do you think about it?
the moment that they announced Venom, I didn't have any good hopes for it because they were doing the same pandering, like the same tactics that they used for Terminator Salvation. And that movie was kind of okay. It wasn't great or bad. It was okay. That's kind of forgettable. The same thing. I got the same vibe with Venom because you can't have Venom without Spider Man. So already they're already facing a wall to overcome with how do you explain why Venom looks like Venom if he hasn't met Spider-Man? The reason why Venom looks like he does is because he's like a twisted evil version of the Spider-Man suit.
Yes, yes, that's true. I don't know why they didn't did it do it. They own the rights to do it. They could have easily done it. Maybe it's because they did it before with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and it didn't go very well. But that wasn't the mistake of the show. It was a mistake of the
The
overload of
producer.
this, yeah, the producers and stuff. Let
And
me
and you
yeah,
know what's funny? And you
yeah.
know what's funny? It's the same producers that made this mill.
Really? Well, those
Yeah.
guys just aren't getting it done then, huh? Well, let me come over here to the chat and let me see if we got any comments from you guys. Joshua Hughes says, "Well, I guess we'll be talking about the new Deadpool. Oh, I mean Harley Quinn teaser trailer. Yes, I guess we probably will eventually. Time for some Starfire from James. Yes. Let's come down here. Uh, Joshua, yeah. Um, Abyssus says, I'm watching you. Okay, so I'm frightened. Thank you. Raven is out, Starfire is in. No. A lot of just inner talking going on, which is cool. All right. Let's see if I see any direct comments in here. All right. No, but welcome, Pixel Trader. Nice to see you, man. Um, We did drop that link in the fan speak, by the way, Pixel, if you wanted to jump on here and chat news with us. But all right, so let's move on to the next one, Denali. So it's unfortunate about that Venom, though. I was really looking forward to that, but oh well.
Definitely. Yep. Easy come, easy go.
Yeah, that's the way it is these days. It's been a lot of, when we talk about movies, it's been a lot of disappointment lately. If you haven't, if you've noticed, it's really unfortunate. Well, let's seeing as Joshua had mentioned it, let's go ahead and talk about it. So tell us what's going on here.
So they have announced the new Harley Quinn voice actress, who's no longer going to be Tara Strong, who had taken the reins from the original Harley Quinn, and a no prize for the one who can name that original Harley Quinn.
No prize, so I'm sure you're going to get a lot of answers on that. Thank you. Well, now, of course, this right here, I'll just go ahead and throw this trailer up real quick. We take a look at it. We won't be able to have volume on this, but there's the typical cute animated Harley Quinn, and she's with Poison Ivy in prison. And of course, we won't talk about what DC decided to do with those two, which is weird, but whatever. Huh. So they're just in prison talking and we can't hear them, so we have no clue what they're doing. So how about this? We'll just pause it right there and come back over. And so what do you think, Denali? Did you listen to this earlier?
It's the BFF. They're talking about how she's here and now she's going to escape, and it's going to be a girl things, the sisterhood of the traveling pants, fem
Which
DC
which is
fem style
which
style.
is fine. I mean, I prefer that over to what they've been doing in the comic books, and basically these two are in a relationship together, which is weird. Uh, are those two actually a thing? Well, it's that's what they're doing in the comic books. It's weird. Abysses. But anyway, it's a little tidbit of news. To be honest with you, the DC animated stuff is always better than the live action. So we'll have to wait and see, right? It's not necessarily a bad thing, right?
Definitely. It depends on which comic book they're drawing from, because if they're drawing from the current run of Harley Quinn, then I'll just keep it polite and
Yeah,
say it's not that well done.
yeah. Well, and this lady right here, of course, is from The Big Bang Theory, and I like that show a lot. Did you enjoy that show?
Actually, I never watched The Big Bang Theory. I don't
Oh,
know.
it's
I
pretty
always,
fun,
yeah, I
and
always thought
she's
that.
actually. Yeah, go ahead.
I said it. I always felt like they were making fun of the community instead of having fun with the community. If you
Oh,
get what
no,
I
no, it's they're having fun with the community. Yeah, no, it's a good show. And this lady right here, she is actually a pretty normal lady. She said she was having a conversation a couple years ago, and she said, "I actually like cooking for my boyfriend or husband at the time." And people in the feminists jumped up and down on her. How dare you cook for your husband? It's like, okay. But yeah, she's a pretty nice lady, so it could be cool. All right, let's move on to
Yeah.
the next thing. Now, the other day, we were talking about Conan the Barbarian and the Amazon TV show being canceled, which was really unfortunate. I was looking forward to it. But of course, instead, they're going forward with a Red Sonja film, which could be cool. I remember the one back that had Arnold Schwarzenegger and what was her name? That's Sylvester Stallone's wife there, played Red Sonja. I can't remember her
uh,
name.
you mean Bridget Nelson?
Yeah, Bridget Nelson or Nielsen or whatever her name was.
Nelson. Yeah.
But yeah, that movie was okay. It wasn't as good. So I mean, I'm not adverse to a Red Sonja film. What do you think, Chet? Of course, the problem is, as it says here in the Bleeding Fool, all new Red Sonja film in the works, but that director. And of course, they're talking about Brian Singer, which they don't seem to put him in here. They got some great art though listed on this one right here.
Yeah.
Now, if you guys don't know, Brian Singer is a troublesome individual. This guy has a lot of accusations against him. in regards to sexual misconduct, particularly with young boys. He is one of those things you think Me Too would get a hold of, but I guess because he's such a lefty, he's protected or something. But everybody around him has been arrested and actually done actual jail time for criminal activities with kids, and that's not cool.
Absolutely.
Uh,
And he was so terrible from his job, he got fired from the soon to be released in November, the uh, Freddie Mercury
biopic, yeah, yeah,
biopic.
biopic, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and like I said, I wouldn't mind a good Red Sonja movie, but putting this guy on it is just going to create controversy. I don't know why they Hollywood keeps doing this. Can't just get something right? We've been seeing so much nonsense come out of Hollywood recently. It's not good. And Booster over here wants to have a sit down and maybe intervention with me regarding my sitcom tastes. Thank you, Booster. I feel the love, man. I feel the love. There's nothing wrong with Big Bang Theory. Go watch it.
See, you're outnumbered on that.
It seems so,
Um,
man, but I like
yeah.
it. But
Um,
we'll have to wait and see how that goes, man. Just
yeah,
because he's involved doesn't mean it'll be bad, though.
yeah, and the writer is actually Ashley Edward Miller, who was
Oh yeah,
connected to the canceled Conan TV show that was canceled. So,
yeah. We were talking about him the other day. Yeah,
yeah.
excellent. All right, let's move on to the next thing. Keep it light, and we have one that's a little heavier, so we'll go to another light one. Ah, She-Ra trailer introduces Hordak, Princess of Power, and a new origin. Now, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to this or if you even care. I mean, it's I'm not. I wasn't a big She-Ra fan. I wasn't a big He-Man fan, to be honest with you. But um, the She-Ra that's coming out had a lot of controversy because, well, they've made She-Ra look like a 12-year-old boy, and of course, it
And
originally
I'm
was a woman.
yeah, and I'm still looking at the character design, just the lineup. Here's the lineup. Here's your main character. Aren't you guys excited with your main characters right here, your full lineups, how different size shapes. But
Well, it's about all about healthy at every size type of thing. But I mean, if you look
yeah,
at this is really bad art, guys. I mean, it's
yeah,
bad. I mean, okay, you got a thicker lady over here, but so what? That's fine. You got a smaller thing here. I mean, but they're all like the same, very similar height, except for the little one. She's taller than everyone for some reason. I guess maybe they wanted to have it as if she was in the foreground, but she's not. She's on the same line as them. This is horrible art. It's horrible.
exactly. It's lazy. It's like a beginning drawing like for a 12-year-old or
Yeah.
who's just drawing and don't know there's no dynamics. That's the point. There's nothing that it's like this is awesome and I I
It's
don't know.
poorly drawn. It's poorly drawn.
Yeah.
And the thing with it is this is of course a Netflix series, which means there'll be a lot of access. And the people I've been because I don't care much about She-Ra, but the most of the people I've heard complaining about this are actually women. Women that are around my age that grew up with She-Ra, and they're not happy with what they're doing. I mean, look at this face; it's on the screen right now. You gonna tell me that's a girl? I mean, the one next to him are girls; those are girls, but that's not a girl. That's a boy.
Ethan, that's Shiro. How did you sneak him in?
It is. I mean, look at it. I mean, does the chat disagree? I mean, like I said, the people who are most upset about this are ladies, and I think they have a right to. Yeah, Clownfish TV, you're right, James. They did it. She's not happy. She is not happy at all. What's her name? Geeky Sparkles, I think. And I think they have a right. I mean, look at it. It's not cool, man. I mean, if they keep doing this, keep taking our characters from the past, and they got to change it somehow. They got to do something with it. It's like why?
Yeah.
Take what works and continue it, or do something new. Why now? When
What's
they, yeah,
and
yeah, go ahead, Janelle.
here's the thing. What's wrong with a feminine, you know, attributes, having the curves, being a female? What is so wrong with that? You know,
Yeah,
that's
it's
like
the
that feels like body shaming at this point.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like it's the male gaze thing, and it is body shaming. I agree with you, but it's also horribly drawn. Now, that doesn't mean it won't be a cool show as far as the writing. But I don't you gotta it's there's a lot of controversy around this, and I don't think the actual She-Ra fans from the past are going to get on board with this. And once again, if you wanted to do this kind of thing, if this was what you're pushing, and the writer of this, it doesn't really matter, but the writer of this is a transgender, I don't know what you call it. It's a lady who wants to be like a boy. So what is that? Transgender boy? I don't know.
Uh,
But she's the one writing it, and that's all well and good. But the thing I that was striking to me was
mhm.
this Shira character looks just like her or him. I'm not sure what how I'm supposed to refer, but it looks just like her. So she's basically put herself in, and we know every time you get people putting themselves in their own comics or their own art, it's always turns out weird, right?
Right.
Well, all right, let's move on to this other subject. And oh goodness, here we go. All right, guys, ready? Sana Amanat is in the news again. Oh, look at her sitting in her Marvel office, all happy, all smiley, representing Marvel. And what are we talking about? We talk about comic books here. We talk about a new thing. Are we talking about something that's exciting going on in comics? Oh, no, we're not. What are we talking about? We're talking about Marvel's Sana Amanat wants to sue President Trump. Oh, that's comic related. So
Yeah.
why don't you go ahead and tell us all about that, Denali?
Well, she was saying because of emotional and psychological abuse, she she made a comment that I wish that the entire nation could sue Trump for that, for the emotional and psychological abuse. I mean, can we? Question mark. Well, I don't believe you can sue a president that's been elected to office for their action. So, and it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, as much as you have your political views, you're also a company. You should have respect for the sitting presidents, regardless of what political views you have. That's something that's unifying with the whole nation. So, but we're in the world where a VP of any company, and I say any company, that can just say, "Hey, can we sue the president of the United States because he won and his political views don't match with mine?" That's
Yeah, well, and this, well, someone down in the chat mentioned the Trump derangement syndrome, and of course, this isn't comic book related, but she's supposed to be, right?
right.
But the thing is like they have this video here to just kind of prove her point, I guess, is what they're trying to show. And Trump mocks Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. Now, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the Kavanaugh hearings, but they're an embarrassment to the country, is what they are. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
We've had 150 women or plus come forward and support the character of Kavanaugh. The reason Trump picked him was because he's kind of universally liked across the board, and he thought he'd be an easy in. But these Democrats are so locked in their head. Well, not Democrats. Let's say these extreme progressives are so locked in with anything Trump says, they're against it. And it's nonsense. I mean, look at this. Trump mocks the Mrs. Ford, but then again, we know that what Mrs. Ford said is a lie because her ex-boyfriend has come forward. We've had other people come forward. It's all nonsense. It's been disproven, but yet they're still talking about it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's disgusting, and
Yeah,
politics
Pixel
and
Trader.
comics.
Yeah, Pixel Trader makes a couple comments. I think she means half the nation at best, and he can be sued. It's called impeachment, but good luck with that. And Booster says she's the only one responsible for her own emotional state. And JMass says she might have a chance with super lawyer Mark Zaid in her corner. So,
Yeah, Mark Zaid. Has anyone confirmed? Is that actually Mark Wade with a fake mustache on? Has anyone figured that out yet? It's
Uh, uh,
hilarious, right?
well, apparently he's a real lawyer who, has been practicing for several years. It just happens that in this universe, God likes to make jokes.
Well, Ray Thulu says down here she was under oath. No, why not hit her with for perjury? They absolutely could get her for perjury on several charges of perjury. Now I don't know if they'll do that, but they certainly could. But we know that the FBI is not working. It's shocking to say this, but the FBI is not working very well, is it? There are several people who should be in jail that aren't, and there are people who are in jail who shouldn't be. So the country is really screwed up in that aspect, and it's funny, that we're talking about that because we talk about comic books here, but since Miss Amanat wants to bring it up, but it's like
Yeah,
unbelievable stuff that's going on.
and we try to stay away from the politics. It's only when it hit directly clashes like this is that we talk about. Otherwise, we just want to move along and focus on the comics and what our passions is because it's a united force,
That's
you
true.
know.
That's true. Yeah, I agree. Now, those are most of the things I wanted to talk about today. Do you have anything you want to talk about specific, Denali?
Um, Let me see. Well, there is the fundraiser that Pope Fire has been doing for the
Oh, we'll
unfortunate.
finish up with that for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, it's been a slow day. Oh, there's a Mega Man um that's been announced, a Mega Man live action movie by Capcom. So those Mega Man fans, if you love it, here comes Mega Man to a big screen coming soon. You know how Hollywood movies of Japanese games turn out to be.
That's true. And but if you like Mega Man though, it'll be interesting. My children always get mad at me when I say Mega Man because over here he's Rokuman. He's not Mega Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, Mega Man's cool. I like it. Now, Pixel is that's something you're gonna have to do, Denali. Pixel said he's not on the fan speak, chat. You should definitely add him to that, please. Um, you're the one that had set that up, so make sure you put Pixel Trader in there with us, okay? Anyway,
yep,
there are a couple other things we do want to talk about. Now, I'll go ahead and I'll put this up on the screen. And this is regarding something that Pope Fire is doing, our very own Pope Fire.
hmm
And, let me get this up here. Okay. Now, as many of you know, Pope Fire is doing a charity raffle. Now, this is over on Comics Titans fundraiser. If Denelli, if you could, or someone, one of the wrenches over there, if you guys could drop this in the chat, please. Uh, the Comics Titans fundraiser. This is being done by Pope Fire, and oh, see, I should probably. Yeah, it didn't work, Denali. But what we're doing here is what Pope Fire is doing is she's having a raffle, and I should definitely get that off the screen, shouldn't I?
yeah,
And don't want to get hijacked like Edwin did. That would be horrible.
yeah.
Uh, But this raffle that she's doing is it's pretty cool. And what she's trying to do is raise some funds to help people who can't afford to buy some of the books in this indie renaissance that's going on, and all these great books. And if you're interested in checking those out, please go over to Indicron, which is Pixel Trader's site. It's an amazing site, and you'll find all those books listed. And of course, Gary Shipman's book got dropped in there earlier today, which was cool. But to be able to raise some money in order to get some people in the community who don't have the money to get it to some of these books, we're going to have ourselves a charity raffle. And what they're doing is they're selling tickets. I think it's one ticket for $3 and two tickets for $5. I'm pretty sure. And all you do is you go over here and you'll see this button that says Shop Now. You click on the Shop Now button, and you'll be taken over to a PayPal account, which is being run by Eric Niedltowski. Now, you guys might know Eric is a great artist. He's the, I guess you would say, protege of Mike Miller. And he is going to be handling the finances for that. And you also have a lot of comic book people, and of course, Pope Fire herself, who have donated various prizes for the raffle. So it's a fun thing. It's a community activity, and we're certainly supported here, and hope you guys go support it too. You got anything to comment on that, Denelli?
No, it's a great thing that she's doing, helming this and getting people involved to help those that need, some positively in their life, such as comics.
Yeah, no, I think it's cool. I think it's cool. And guys, go check it out. Now,
Go
to end up
Buzzfeed.
today's show, let's just go over here. And what I want to do is I want to go over the FanSpeak channel, and let's take a look. Just kind of scroll through what we got going on here. We have a nice announcement from Booster telling us all we're all idiots. Thank you very much, Booster. Of course, Pope Fire is always putting stuff in here. We got the launch there. Talking about that news. Denali's really great about putting up so much news over here, guys. You should check it out for sure. I saw one in here I thought was very, Swamp Thing. I saw one here I thought was pretty interesting. Oh, look, we got Jim Lee sitting over here. And Dan Didio. Oh, goodness gracious. Poor Jim. But here it is. This is what I want to talk about. Let's take a look at this.
Absolutely.
Did you guys see this, man? Let me blow that up. Did you see this? Look at that. That's supposed to be Lobo. It looks like there's some like junior high school kid has been put in a costume. I mean, come on, chat. Give me some comments on this Lobo. Tell me what you think about this. Booster says he called us all idiots out of love. Well, thanks, Booster. Thank you, man. But yeah, seriously, guys, take a look at that and tell me, what do you think?
Looks just like John Malin.
Now that jumped off for some reason. I wonder why. It looks just like John Malin. I heard people saying that earlier. Let me go back over here and check.
Poor man, Ram Zombie.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't like it. It doesn't look good at all. I don't know what they're thinking. This is not how you do Lobo. Yeah. Anyway, well,
Lobo, more
Denali,
like low T.
low T. Oh goodness. Well, anyway, that's the news we're going to cover today, guys. Some interesting things, some fun things, some unfortunate things, and some absolutely terrifying things, especially the coming out of Sana Amanat from Marvel. I mean, she just can't stop with the politics. She doesn't understand comic books are about fun, but no, she wants to make it a life brand. And you see a lot of people saying that Magic wants to be a life brand, D&D wants to be a life brand. What does this life brand mean? Please do me a favor, go down in the comments below and tell me what is a life brand, because I don't get it. What is that supposed to mean exactly? Do you have any idea on that, Denelli?
Every time I think of life brand, I think of people doing yoga and drinking that organic juice mixture and pretending they're all happy when they're all feeling miserable. But that's only my opinion.
Lovely, lovely. Well, that sounds like something we'd also should run out and do immediately. But you guys give us your comments down below. I want to know what exactly this life brand is supposed to be, because if this from everything that Sana Amanat says, I'm not interested in her life or her brand personally. But let us know. Thank you all very much. This has been Comics News Today. Then we're going to do this every day and come in here and chat with you. I hope you guys have a good time. Give us suggestions, ideas, and of course, if any of you would like to come over and join us, let us know. Go to our FanSpeak Facebook page and join. So goodbye for today. See you guys.
See you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, yes. Tomorrow is FanSpeak, and we're going to have a very interesting show for you. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.